Good afternoon, Mackie Lake House.
A visit to the Mackie Lake House and you'll feel like you've stepped back in time. Crafted in 1910, this historic home is nestled on the shores of Mackie Lake. It's now an official historic place in Canada, open to the public for tours.
The Mackie Lake House is a privately held historic heritage house. And the reason that the Mackie Lake House is open to the public is that the last owner of the house, Paddy Mackie, had the foresight 6 years before he died to form a nonprofit. And then on his death, the house, the property, and a fund that he created rolled over to the foundation. And so the foundation still manages that.
Paddy Mackie was well known in Vernon. He was a teacher, a musician, and an artist. He inherited the lake house from his parents, Hugh and Grace Mackie, after their passing.
This property originally was part of Coldstream Ranch, and then it was sold off. And this particular property had been sold to a Mrs. Spinks, and then she further sold it to Mr. Buchanan, who came from Montreal.
Eventually, the Leighton family purchased the home from the Buchanans, and finally, 15 years later, in 1946, the Mackies moved in.
And the Mackies had come to start a private boys' school called the Vernon Preparatory School in 1913, and they ran it until the 1940s. And so when they were ready to retire, they bought this house from the Leightons. So this stove was the era that the house was built, and so it would have been originally coal or wood.
Just like this stove, most of the contents in the house are original. So when you visit, you get a true sense of what it was like to live in another time.
The house is full of a really interesting collection of things that belonged to the family and that they collected over time.
The house was designed by well-known architect Robert Finley.
The style of the house is called arts and crafts style architecture. So it's really interesting. Even though it's arts and crafts style architecture, it has a chateau style roof, so much more common in Eastern Canada than Western Canada.
In addition to tours, the foundation also opens the home for events, including 3-course teas, all an effort to capture the essence of days gone by.
It's great for people to be able to come and to just kind of breathe, just take a breath and kind of relax and experience the scenery, to experience the gardens, and to experience the house and everything it has to offer.